Welcome everybody, it's Business Monday. I'm Josh Fenton. This is Vin Mesolella. He's the chairman of the Narragansett Bay Commission. I hear that this is the cleanest the bay's been in about 150 years in Rhode Island.
That is absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
And are you completely responsible for this cleanliness?
Only 99% of it.
Only 99%.
I mean, you mean personally, or you mean the Narragansett Bay Commission? Me personally, I'm not responsible for any of it.
You know, I used to work for John Chafee and worked on environmental issues for him, and he always used to make the statement, just give the environment half a chance. Just give them half a chance, and the environment will really take care of itself.
Well, I think I could agree with some of that. Listen, our economy goes through phases, as you know, and I mean, there's a lot of debate not only here in Rhode Island but across this country about, you know, what kind of contributions industry is making to global warming. There are those, of course, that say, look, the climate's been changing for the last 2 billion years. This is just part of a natural process. You know, I'm one who firmly believes that, you know, it's a combination of both. So we're concerned with clean water. That's what I do. I do clean water. And, you know, U.S. World and News Report basically says that rated Narragansett Bay Commission or Rhode Island for #1 in clean water and clean air, something that we can be very proud of.
In their rankings of all the states in the country, usually Rhode Island doesn't come out well in these rankings, but in this area, quality of air and water, Rhode Island ranked #1.
Well, that is true. And, you know, you've seen the CNBC report on
Best places
the
to do
business climate
yeah.
in Rhode Island. So, I mean, this is particularly interesting because for us, at least we're leading the way in one area, which is clean water and clean air. And, you know, we're very happy to be a part of that because, you know, Narragansett Bay Commission, we always consider ourselves to be not only an environmental agency, but we're an integral part of the economy in Rhode Island.
You're big business. You do $130 million a year in revenue. Obviously, you're de facto a utility, but you're also trying to make some changes in making it more efficient. You've changed your permitting fee structure to make it better, easier, more affordable for businesses. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, you know, as we said, we're concerned about, you know, rates and fees to our not only our residential ratepayers, but also our commercial ratepayers. And we try to do our part to make this a more business-friendly environment. So we have a permit fee every year for businesses who have to basically fill out an application regarding their process, the formalities of their business, and they pay a fee. And we were looking very much to mitigate that fee. And so while we're regulated by the PUC, we have to file applications with the PUC to either promote a new fee or eliminate an existing fee to ensure that there's no adverse impact on the ratepayers in general. We're happy to report that we were now able to completely eliminate the annual fee and make it a five-year process. The PUC approved that, and there's no adverse impact as a loss of that revenue. It's just operating efficiencies that we've been able to achieve that allows us to reduce those fees, and that will hopefully create a more friendly business environment. And I might say not only they save the fee, but also all of the labor associated with preparing those applications, which are also very timely and costly.
And if you're behind in your fees, pay them up so you can take advantage of the new fee structure.
Exactly right. Exactly
You'll
right.
take that windfall as well.
Right, exactly.
One of the biggest things that's going to take place over the next 5 years in Rhode Island is Phase 2 of the CSO. And one of the reasons why our bay is so clean is because of Phase 1. When storm overflows would take place, they'd bypass the wastewater treatment plant, and if the storm was big enough, it would get discharged right to the bay. That no longer takes place. This is the next phase in that process. It's a big project. When is it supposed to start?
Well, I mean, the process has started already, but in terms of shovel in the ground ready, I think there's an expectation that if all goes well and the sun and the moon and the stars line up, that we will have a shovel in the ground at around August of 2020.
So about a year from now,
About a year
you're
from now.
already meeting with vendors,
Yes.
potential design firms, construction firms, et cetera.
So this particular project has created national interest, not only because Narragansett Bay is a nationally recognized award-winning agency, but the magnitude of the project. This project, in today's dollars, is approaching $800 million. And when the project is complete, at least the tunnel phase of it, it may be approaching $900 million with inflation. We don't know what that's going to do, but in today's dollars, $800 million. However, much of that $800 million expenditure is coming back to Rhode Island. And how is it coming back to Rhode Island? Well, it's coming back to Rhode Island through, primarily through payroll tax. Don't forget, we're going to be employing directly associated with this project about 500 people. Indirectly, the economic spin-off will employ as many as 200 people. And we consider ourselves to be kind of a mini economy in the state of Rhode Island as it goes, yeah.
And it's expected to take up to 5 years from,
about 5 years.
Start to beginning. How close were you to the timeline that you had anticipated in phase 1 of the CSO to realizing it? Were you guys on time, on budget?
If I can, toot our own horn.
Go ahead, toot your own
which
horn.
Which of course, I love to do.
You've been known to toot your own horn.
Yeah. So,
this is not new land.
Yeah, well, phase 1 of our project was about $360 million, if my memory serves me correctly. But I can tell you that it came in on time and on the budget. Phase 2, which is about if it was 260 or 270, 260 or 70 million dollars, came in on time and on the budget. And we advertised for qualifications for design build teams who are interested in building phase 3. Approximately 160 or 170 people attended that conference.
170 different people attended?
From all over the country,
from vendors.
and not only all over the country, but there were international firms represented as well. Now
you should have boosted the state's tourism by making it a multi-day briefing.
We're going to submit our bill, all of these people who are attending and intending to submit their qualifications for design build teams, the chairman had to make opening remarks, and the opening remark was, phase 1 and phase 2 came in on time and on the budget, and if you're intending to get qualified to do this project, make sure you understand we intend to do the very same thing on phase 3, on time and on the budget.
What do you expect? Where it could be perfect timing for this project from an economic standpoint. We've got to have a recession at some point, as the building trades industry, may be impacted by the next slowdown in the commercial construction project. You could see this project sort of help take the bite out of a potential economic slowdown.
Yeah, and that's true. And our industry is one that's not going to see any, a slowdown. We're one of those businesses that, come hell or high water, we have to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So we're not going to contribute in any way to any economic downturn. But as I said before, we consider ourselves to be a kind of a mini economy within the state. And there'll be other initiatives we expect to be coming down from the EPA in Washington, D.C., which actually will help drive more of economic development in Rhode Island.
Do you think people know it's coming yet? Do people, are they ready for this, the third phase of the CSO project?
Well, yeah. I think people are ready. Jamie Salmons, our communications director, both governmental and for consumers, she does a great job in making certain that everyone in our community, the state, is aware of what's going on, and she does a great job of informing people about the great impacts that the work that the NBC does will have. So I think they are aware, and quite frankly, there's an anxious, very anxious expectation that the project is going to kick off very soon.
Great. Vin Mesolella, thanks so much. Always appreciate it when you're
No,
on.
Josh, thank you
Thank
for
you
the
for
time.
taking the time on this beautiful day.
No, absolutely.
Thanks everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank the Food Czar from Commerce RI for being on earlier today, Sue, and Vin Mesolella, Chairman of Narragansett Bay Commission. We'll be back tomorrow on live with Kate Nagel. Lots going on in the state of Rhode Island, even during the midst of this hot and humid mid-July weather we're enjoying. Lots of tourists, lots of good things for the economy. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you back tomorrow.